alongside Scott Greene, alongside former Dowling College coach Scott Greene, alongside former Dowling College coach Scott Greene, alongside Scott Greene, I'm Ralph Bednarczyk.
Alongside Scott Greene, I'm Andrew Boogers. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, going into last week, St. John's had a 3-game losing streak. They get back a couple transfers. They get back some kids with injuries back into uniform. And what do? They go out and they knock off number 24 Texas A&M in the Maggie Dixon Classic. Well, they're not just the hottest team in the Big East. They're one of the hottest teams in the country. And it all started with that Texas A&M game. And since then, they have been on fire. Well, what I really love about this St. John's team is their resiliency towards overcoming adversity. They lost 2 games in the Chartwell Classic. They come back and they upset number 24 Texas A&M, followed by Seton Hall in Delaware. They went on the road, had a tough loss to Xavier, and here comes Creighton, 3-0, the top team in the conference. But one of the questions that I have tonight is, can St. John's, dressing only 8 scholarship players, withstand the depth of Quinnipiac, who runs that gold rush substitution, 5 in, 5 out every 3 minutes?
But if you're a women's basketball fan, this becomes the game of the week tonight. What makes these two teams so much fun to watch is how fundamentally sound these teams are, and that doesn't come by accident. That starts with up above. Brian Georges of Marist, Courtney Banghart from Princeton. These two coaches, in my opinion, Ralph, are some of the most dominating coaches in America today. Well, VCU is known for their create havoc defense, but they come in today against a Hofstra program who's playing with a lot of confidence, coming off a terrific win over Iona College. Bob Hurley, all he does is win, and he is the envy of every high school basketball coach in America. This St. Anthony's Ball Club really has epitomized what high school sports are all about. They win at every level, and they continue to be successful every year.
Well, these two aren't just the leading scorers. They're the most feared players now in the Big East and the most watched. Nearly 21 points a game for both these young ladies. Tabitha Richardson-Smith can also shoot the 3. She has 29 of the team's 40 3-point shots. Aaliyah Hanford, all she does is score. She can get to the basket, slice through defenses, and she had that game winner with 2 seconds left against Texas A&M.
And Elena Deladon, she's a terrific player. At 6'5", she has so many dimensions to her game. She is among the elite in the country.
A major program like St. John's, it only helps you get better. And you're going to look back at this game. It's only 3 games into the season, but you're going to look back at this maybe midway through the Colonial Athletic Conference and realize how this team came together at such an early juncture of the season.
He's leading the country in assists.
Well, they're playing like a team with an attitude, and it doesn't always mean you have to have a bad attitude. This is what the Big East is going to be all about for St. John's. When Aaliyah Hanford's not putting up the numbers, you need a kid like Denasia Grant to be the one to step up and give you that new identity. What I love about this kid, she missed the first and didn't give up, and this was the first time St. John's was able to get out into any kind of transition. That's going to be an interesting matchup today when you have Elisa Camphouse, 6'3", going against Amber Thompson. They're going to be dueling it all night long on the block.
She's very foul trouble prone, and if the Mountaineers want to have a chance tonight, she has to be on the floor at all times.
Out on top, that's a sign of a great defensive player. Hanford moving her feet exceptionally well, beating her player to the spot.
That may be the #1 coach's nightmare, when you do a great job defensively and you take it down to the final second of the shot clock and they launch a 3-pointer and knock it down.
And the idea of this havoc is to guard the ball nose to nose and not give the point guard a look so they can't set up in their offense. And Tasia Harris draws 2 defenders, and a beautiful backdoor cut by Shanika Smith. And a nice move splitting the defense and drawing the foul. And I think what Mike Carey was upset about was that she beat the defender and nobody else stepped up to help out.
Boy, Denasia Grant, we're going to open up Wall Street because her stock is rising. She is getting it done in this first half for St. John's. Thompson does an outstanding job catching the ball, pivoting in the paint in traffic, and she drew that foul because she squared her shoulders. When you catch the ball inside, she didn't avoid the contact, she embraced the contact.
And you talk about thunderous dunks, and that is with authority.
Seeing the difference in Brown over the last month is her ability to move without the basketball.
And you gotta love Hofstra in transition, and it all starts with the defensive stop. and they do a great rotation, moving over, forcing the turnover. Loper gets a hand in the passing lane, and it's off to the races, 2-on-1, and a great finish for Candice Balacchio. And this is one of the luxuries that Hofstra has. They have two outstanding point guards on the floor at the same time. And, you know, she comes down, commits 2 turnovers. Well, they overloaded to one side, and when they do, that allows Thompson to come over, create the mismatch, get somebody 5'7" up on side of her, and finds a wide open Kate Loper.
And it just demonstrates how strong this Big East really is.
There's a great ball reversal. Get the ball down low. Number 2 does a super job. Amber Thompson using her 6'2" frame, getting to the basket.
And the athleticism of Iona Machado flying through the sky for the block.
What she's been doing for St. John's of late and getting inside to the basket, finishing plays, 7 points in the first half. And here she is once again, backdoor cut, moving without the basketball, finishing the play.
Averaging 11 points per game. She's got 4 20-point performances. She's got 19 games in double figures.
That was created by a couple things. Number one, they had great spacing there. You want this game to be over.